What up, world? Strex. We're in a park today, random place of the day. I guess you could call it a park. What are we talking about today? I was just on the phone with my friend Thomas. I hadn't talked to him in like a year probably. And he's a producer. He makes a lot of music. We've made a lot of music together, and we were just catching up. We'd always work out in New York when I'd go out there. See, I fixed it. Is that good enough? Okay. Yeah, it was a good catch up. And he said something I think that I wanted to talk about in this, which is like level 2, which is when you're creating, a lot of times you get lost in this idea of what it is you even do want to create and then how to do it. And eventually you give so much of your life again and again and again to like trying to figure this puzzle out while trying to balance the rest of your life as a creative. And eventually it clicks. If you keep going and you keep chasing this, you just keep chasing the light and you keep your antenna up to the universe, eventually you'll find it. And when you find it, that's level. Maybe you get to live in that space for a little bit, but soon approaching is level 2. And what level 2 looks like is just very confusing, because it disguises itself. It disguises itself as level 1 still. It's like you've now figured out how to exist creatively. You've now figured out how to, whatever your definition of like success on it, whether you were trying to be financially free or you had like a certain level you were trying to hit goals wise, eventually you kind of hit it and you get lost in it. And I think it begins to make you think you did that. I've felt that so much. Like when I first realized I was going to make music full time and I first realized this is what I'm doing with my life, I was like in middle school. And it was a very long journey of a lot of fucking people telling me this is a bad idea or you're wrong. Again, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And something in my soul and something I was just passionate about kept telling me like, no, this is correct. Even though the whole world's telling you this is incorrect, this feels right. So chase that feeling. And eventually I was right. But the power, I think there's some real problems with that power. Because you're told by the whole world, at least that's your perspective, I think, as a creator, you feel very oppressed. Like you feel very like, I just have this idea, I just want to get this thing out and I know I'm capable, and it's clunky and it's difficult, and you sacrifice. That's the biggest one. You sacrifice so much just to like have a chance at bringing this idea to life, and eventually it comes to life. And you think, I thought I did that. When in reality, it's just the universe. Like the universe, you were open to this idea and you were willing to chase it on this adventure. But it wasn't the way, it was a way. And there's a lot of ways to do something. And level 2 is about figuring out how to almost plug back in. And I think whether that's like figure out how to evolve or figure out, where to take what you're making now and develop underneath that, or whether that's kind of realizing, learning to trust again. Because I think a lot of times you dig your heels in and you get to this idea of like, I did this, and so everyone who told me was wrong, and so because of that I don't trust them because I can prove that they were wrong because they told me no, and you just get lost in this feedback loop of like, for me, I just felt it everywhere in my life. I still feel it sometimes everywhere in my life, because you also build resentment. There's people who told you, it's not even you told you're wrong, there's bad just negative shit that comes as a result of chasing this thing and just interacting with other situations, and like you'll just harbor this like really deep, I think, resentment. I experience this so heavily, and I think that's what level 2 is about. I think you got to accept it, and you got to be like, yo, for me, I just, this practice of drilling home, like, this isn't the way, it was a way, and over again, kind of just, that's like a mantra. I try to tell people, because then I hear it more, and I think this video will help with that. But it's allowing yourself, I think, to open back up to the universe again and say, next level, again and again and again and again, and choosing to play again. And it's not this black and white. There's like so much more to it. But I think if you've ever closed your eyes and said, there's this thing I want deeply, and I really want it, and you meant it, and then you chased it, and then you got it, I think you'll feel what I'm talking about. And if you haven't yet, just keep chasing it, because you will find it. And that, I don't have the answers. That puzzle is tricky as hell, man. But for me, it's feeling, and it's chasing that feeling. It's gut instinct, and it's matching that feeling with the reality you wish to create, and just practice again and again. If you want to make music, just make music. Like, think through what does it take. Think through, what does it take for me to make a song, and what tools do you need? Build the studio, whatever. Build the home gym. Like, have the ability to create, and then finish something and show the world, and do it again and again. If you want to be an artist, if you want to be a painter, figure out what the tools are. Build your home studio. It's a gym. It's just either build it at home or somewhere else, but just have the ability to create this thing and bring it to life and show people, and just get lost in that process. And so long as when life shows up to tell you, no, this isn't it, as long as your gut tells you it is, keep chasing it. And it's a really tricky puzzle. Like I said, like, we all got situations in life to balance, and like, I don't have the answers. I do have this idea that I do believe my way taught me, which is keep saying yes to that feeling of that gut feeling of, this feels right. And then be open to the idea of being wrong, and be open to the idea of it might not turn into what you ever thought it would, because it's not going to. When I started all this, bro, I thought I was gonna blow up in high school. Like, I thought, like, Mac Miller was one of my biggest, like, inspirations. One of my friends was from Pittsburgh, and I think like he was supposed to go to Taylor Alderdice or some shit, like, or like he just knew the high school where like Mac and Wiz went, and like he put me on to just Mac's creative energy in high school and being a superstar. And we were in middle school, and I was like, that's what we're doing for sure. And like, then high school happened, and then it didn't happen, and then another year, and eventually you realize, oh, my journey is mad different. Like, my journey is this. And I think if you can find the joys that let you keep showing up and let you keep creating, and if you can keep trusting that gut feeling and just keep saying yes again and again, no matter how, like yesterday's video, it's like, whatever life throws at you, man, if you can sit on that curb when in that feeling of saying yes, or in that time, if you can sit on that curb of, in that time, the world telling you how bad do you want it 3 times in a row on the same day, and just keep saying yes, I think you will eventually unlock level 2, and then maybe come back to this, and this will be some insight for level 2. And it's not, I really don't know how to deal with it. I think part of it's just talking about it, and that was why the convo was such a good call, because it feels good to like not feel alone in that feeling, and feels good to, sometimes it just feels good to say it out loud. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Yeah, that's good. I've been wanting to do like water shots too, where I like walk away. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this in here, but I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and then it gets like mad late, and then I don't. I wanna like set the camera down and like climb a tree for a video or some shit. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Alrighty, yeah. See y'all tomorrow.